Hey everybody, it's Ryan. I'm back for episode 2 of Firefly. Really enjoyed the first one. The world building was great. Nothing was really ham-fisted. A lot of the characters had some depth to them. You know, outside of that, only got introduced. We can only go up from here, hopefully. And this next one is called The Train Job, I believe. So we're gonna have a heist, I guess. So without further ado, I guess next time you'll see me talking like this, it'll be at the end of the video. So I'll see you then.
That's a bold move.
I live on the edge.
Isn't this a Chinese game? It's like Chinese checkers, right?
Nice work, dumbass. I've given some thought.
Scumbag independence, the dawn of a new galaxy.
This doesn't look like it's going to be good.
Captain?
All right, now,
Just feel the need for another drink.
Mal, let's think about this, okay?
With an overabundance of schooling. So why don't we just ignore each other till we go away?
You know, it's really interesting. At least in this scene, I'm getting this approach that it's kind of like this, like, again, kind of on the theme of this like amalgamation of cultures, where it's like this is almost reminiscent of like the Union versus the Confederacy type deal. And like maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe that's just because that's what always happens for Civil War type things. But like in this case, it's very interesting. Like the language he's using, you know, you look like one of them independents, that kind of thing. Very, very interesting already.
Now what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. I just want you to face me so she could get behind you. Ow. So cute.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Judge. Fine. Let's do this.
All right. Oh, and the glass didn't break.
Wash? Jane even awake?
Yeah, let's go, Jane.
I'm thinking we'll rise again.
Let's go, Wash.
Every man there. The world wash? Got us some crime to be done.
Interesting. Kind of again, just kind of a little more characterization for him, just picking the fight almost, and then immediately not being good for them at all, running away. A river. Oh, okay. Jesus.
Aura,
What did I say to you about barging into my shuttle?
that it was manly and impulsive?
Yes, precisely. Only the exact phrase I used was don't.
Well, you're holding my mechanic and...
Mal, if you're being a gentleman, I may die of shock.
Have you got time to do my hair?
Out.
There it is. That's what we thought would happen. This reminds me so much of Cowboy Bebop. It's insane. Do you remember in Cowboy Bebop where you have the casino like planet or the casino space station thing? This literally looks exactly like that. We'll get to it later, but remind me.
He's fine. Crawl. They can come in. Oh, you do not like I killed this man.
Oh, no, I'm sure he was, a very bad person.
My wife's nephew. At dinner, I'm getting earful. There is no way out of that.
Yikes.
So, and things between us, not so solid. Yes?
Make him an offer he can't refuse. I think we got the message. Oh! Howdy, boys!
You could always pray they'd make it back safely.
I don't think the captain would much like me praying for him.
Don't tell him.
Aww.
I never do.
Oh. Almost missed that.
I mean, they're not protecting the goods. If they were, they wouldn't be letting people past them.
You don't think that changes the situation a bit?
I surely do. Makes it more fun.
Sir, I think you have a problem with your brain being missing.
Come on. You stick to the little bit. Hell, this job I would pull for free.
And can I have your share?
No.
If you die, can I have your share?
Yes.
Mal, this doesn't look like a good idea. This seems bad. There's a reason he picks Mal, who doesn't ask questions. There's a reason there's a whole Fed truck in there.
Oh, hey, Doctor. Oh, crime.
Crime.
Oh,
Good.
good.
Okay. We've done this before.
Hell no. But I think it's gonna work. The captain didn't tian sai when it comes to plans.
Oh, that's good.
Is there anything?
Time for some thrilling heroics.
Stupid with that hat on.
This better be good.
Oh, no. We all know what this means. Oh, God. Come on. Why do I feel like this is going to be a lot bigger of a package? I don't know what that is. I assume we'll find out. Oh, oh no. Go, 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 go. Okay. Oh no. Oh, that was so smart. Are they coming off at Paradiso?
Stole the Garian medicine.
Stole all the medicine.
All of it?
Every ounce.
God help us. Son of a bitch.
Well, we got to give it back.
6 crates of Pascal and D. Right. I'll get you a tidy fortune on the black market. Tag it received, bounce it back. Locals can deal with it.
Good for him.
Stop. They'll never stop. They'll just keep coming until they get back what you took. 2 by 2. Hands of blue.
This is a nightmare.
Nothing points to us yet, sir.
That ain't what I'm talking about.
Come on, Mal. Got to get it back.
Says there your fare's paid for by a third party?
My uncle. Yeah, it was a wedding gift.
Wedding gift. Bowden's malady. Know what that is?
Affliction of the bone and muscle. Degenerative.
Very.
That's not
Every
good.
planet that's been terraformed for human life has its own little quirks. Turns out the
Terraform.
air down underground mixed up with the ore processors.
You really should sit down.
Can't just leave the captain and Zoe here.
They ain't coming. We can't walk in there and get them, so they're done. Now let's fire it up.
What's going on?
Strap in. We're taking off.
We're not.
Captain do the same if it were one of us.
Not in a million years.
Shut it.
Listen to me.
You know what the chain of command is? It's a chain I go get and beat you with till you understand who's in command here.
We can't just waltz in and pull him out.
Someone respectable enough might be able to.
Let's get started with the rest then.
Wow, that was close.
Good to go.
We're not going.
Not what? Not why?
We're bringing the cargo back.
What? What do you mean back? I waited for you guys.
What it goes, we'll just have to explain to him the job went south when we return the money.
You want to explain? Now's your chance.
Oh, it gets better.
You are thinking of taking Mr. Niska's money and his property, maybe.
Interestingly, neither.
Ah, Jesus. Get him, Mal.
Nice shot.
I was aiming for his head.
You were truthful back in town. These are tough times. A man can get a job. He might not look too close at what that job is. But a man learns all the details of a situation like ours. Well, then he has a choice.
I don't believe he does.
That's a good answer. He always tries to trick you. He's heartless. He doesn't care. He's a good man.
Now, this is all the money Niska gave us in advance. You bring it back to him, tell him the job didn't work out.
I will hunt you down, and the last thing you see will be my blade.
Darn. Now, this is all the money Niska gave us in advance.
That's it for everyone. I'm right there with you.
Oh, that was good. Wow. That might be one of the best, like that like that might have been one of the best things I've ever seen in a show. Wow, that was good.
Should have let me do this.
2x2, Hands of Blue.
Sorry to keep you waiting. There's always one crisis.
We're not
sir.
interested.
We're here about a theft. We're looking for a girl. This girl.
Hands of Blue. 2x2 they send. Hands of Blue. Wow. Okay. Afterthoughts. Wow. Again, super fantastic episode. I really, really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed the first one, actually. Just because this was a little more focused. It had a little bit more time to kind of develop some stuff. Just, again, I mentioned in the last video, the subtle world building. They're using Chinese checkers here, you know, drinking in a bar. And it gives me this, like, cantina bar from, like, a Star Wars. And you have this guy doing the whole, like, pledge the allegiance or the alliance. And just some more characterization of just, like, a real disdain. I love Jane's lines. The cool line that Mal had where it was just this, like, oh yeah, we can take this outside, and then immediately gets beat up. But yeah, so that opening scene, very cool. Just again, just a lighthearted moment, kind of to set up the whole, like, he doesn't like the alliance to his core, and it then makes the payoff even that much better, I think, and a little bit more telling. And this is how I think you write the characters, right? So you have a little bit more groundwork for River and the 2x2, you know, Men of Blue, or Hands of Blue. And this video, or this episode, was about Mao, kind of how he is. You have him kind of opening up, kind of like in this first act part, where you have him setting up the softer side for this episode. They mention that he pays the crew. So as much as I said it's like a family bond of ragtag teams, it's not like they're on this ship because they couldn't be doing anything else. It's a job at the end of the day, which I think is interesting to remember going forward for, like, the group dynamic. But then, of course, you have obviously the connection between Inara and Mao. And she is absolutely stunning. I mean, come on, what are you gonna do? I loved her in The Mentalist, and she weirdly has played this character. Like, she played this first, and then she plays in The Mentalist. She plays, like, basically the same type of character, like the love guru, like trying to, you know, can read people and that kind of thing. This reminded me of The Godfather. The train setting was super cool. I thought the dialogue was super snappy. I mentioned that during the reaction that I was just like, man, the dialogue is so good because like Mal's character just seems so much more organic than most other main characters you'll find in like it's kind of, again, like I mentioned previously again in this, which is just, it reminds me of Cowboy Bebop. And it's just like that relatable, snarky character that has, he has some conflict in him, just he has a depth to him that you can appreciate. Simon and Kaylee are just, I mean, Kaylee's just the cutest, and she's awesome there. Jane just kind of taking charge. He's like a rambunctious child, a big man child. The heist part of it, I loved that it was simple. They didn't have some crazy thing. The way that they escaped with the smoke was so cool. Where they threw the smoke in, and then just like dipped down. I thought that was so cool. Just again, like this show does so many things. Just like you just think, oh, that's just logical. That in so many other shows you would have been like, why can't they just do this? And I love it so much. He got shot. Like Jane actually got shot. Like. And of course, the twist happening where they find out that it's a degenerative disease. Again, kind of showing us the Alliance, which they didn't do last episode, really. They didn't really show anybody that was like this. They didn't show us anything in the Alliance setting. They were mostly just nameless figures. This whole scene, I think this guy did really well of just like kind of setting this tension in a scene that was like basically exposition. But they hid the exposition really well. I really enjoyed it. They were giving us expository stuff in the 30-minute mark, which is really cool. This really interesting interaction of kind of just like he was talking about the whole like, all of like everybody has the disease, so it's like there's this level of we're all in this together, good or bad kind of thing. And he lights up the cigarette and he gives it to, or the cigar, and he gives it to the inmate because look, man, I'm doing my job, but like we're all dying. And there's just this level of, he knew that they took it, obviously. We find out later. And then the kind of like that moment, because I was wondering in the last one, I didn't really like Simon, but it was like, how are they going to, I was hoping that they didn't just have River be the only connection, like everyone kind of caring for River, or River becoming helpful in some way, and like that was the only reason Simon was here. I was getting the vibe that Simon was just going to be this like, just he's here character, and he was just going to be River's brother for a second because she's important. But I liked this moment where it was the doping moment. You have like Kaylee liking him, like sure, but this kind of solidified it for me. The doping of Jane and like that interaction, although subtle, I really like that touch. Inara's plan, fantastic, because I was like, how the hell are they getting out of this now? I knew they were going to come down, but I didn't think. At first I thought it was Book. I thought Book was going to be the one who was going to be the respectable person, but I mean, it makes sense to have Inara. When he gets a knife stuck in his shoulder just out of nowhere, that surprised me. We have a cool fight scene. It's not over the top. It's not crazy. Wash drives an ATV and smacks one of the guys, which I was actually glad. It also validates why they just have an ATV on the ship, like establishment shot in the middle of the fight, that was super sick. I like that. And then, of course, it's not just the typical ending of we're going to do that and fly away, and it's going to be like a cool, like Lone Ranger Western type feel. No, they get caught, because of course they get caught, right? Like, of course they do. And then just a really, really nice moment of, you guys were telling the truth, and it solidified that you guys are good people. Like, I understand you guys had a job to do, and then when you found out everything you needed to know about what the job entailed, you did the right thing, or you had a choice. And then Mal with the quote of the episode. I think this will be a thing. Let's see. I'm gonna have quote of the episode is, there isn't a choice. A man has a choice, and he says, I don't believe he does. There's only one choice. That is such a good summation of the character, at least so far, that I think is just that is just so poignant and so good. And that was just dope to me. And then, of course, one of the most shocking part of the entire episode, you know, he does the thing, we're going to be hunting you, and you're like, oh, this is going to be like a recurring character. He still might be, but just, nope. Kicks him into the freaking engine, the moving engine. And when you were like, wow, that surprised me, they then recreate the exact same moment, and he's talking up to the next guy. So, that is so good. And then, of course, Firefly, and she mentions and then River mentions the thing again, 2x2 with hands of blue, and then they pay it off. I thought we were gonna have to do it in the next episode, and then they surprised me with this, and man, I mean, come on, that was a great episode. I think I like this one better than the first one, which is a good sign. We're getting better. But yeah, I mean, oh, wow. All the subtle things that like you can establish without having to, you know, at the cost of character development or at the cost of story, just being able to seamlessly put them together is so good. I love it already. Yeah, this was a great episode. The Mal focused, and I hope the next one is over like a different character. I hope they do like every episode is a character. They probably won't, but at least having like, you know, this one's Mal, and then have like the Zoe episode, and then or the Zoe and Wash, and then have like the Kaylee, Jane. I want to see the Jane episode because I have, you guys don't spoil anything for me, but I have a prediction, and I think Jane is going to be actually like they're going to reveal that he's actually like one of the most loyal guys in the crew. He just acts this way almost like as a child, right? So I really like this blending of the sci-fi and the Western. It's almost more Western than it is sci-fi. It's really, really well done. So yeah, that was my first reaction to Firefly episode 2. Hopefully it only gets better from here. You know, leave some comments. You know, I don't know if a comment, but maybe do like your favorite quote from this episode. And it doesn't even have to be in context. I think that'll be the fun part. Is just leave your favorite quote from the episode in the comments, and let me know what you think. And hopefully the editing is a bit better, and maybe this style for the afterthoughts where I go through the episode. Just let me know. And see you in the next one.